Hello, everybody. Wasting time as soon as I start the VOD. It's awesome. Haley Steinfeld starred in a movie, The Edge of 17. Right. We are back once again with Wet Hot Titanic Summer. Wet Hot Titanic Summer. Today, we will be learning about Raise the Titanic from 1980. Here is one of the posters. It says, "Once they said God himself couldn't sink her. Then they said no man on earth could reach her. Now, you'll be there when we raise the Titanic." Could you imagine? Could you imagine? So Raise the Titanic. Oh my goodness, I have yet to pull up my notes. Oops. As always, I have yet to bring up my notes. So, the Raise the Titanic is based off of the book of the same name. Well, with one very distinct difference. The book is called Raise the Titanic with an exclamation point, okay? To Raise the Titanic instead of just Raise the Titanic. This book, this is the 1976 novel, Raise the Titanic. This is by Clive Cussler. Clive Eric Cussler was born July 15th, 1931, and lived through February 24th, 2020. He was 88. And what's kind of funny about Clive Cussler is that he and Walter Lord, the writer of A Night to Remember, one of the most important and foundational resources of the actual incident of the Titanic, have quite similar lives, actually, if only a couple decades apart. So Clive went to Pasadena City College for 2 years. I assume he didn't say anything about going back to school, so maybe he just got his like associate's degree or something. But after he graduated or whatever happened, the Korean War then broke out, and he enlisted in the Air Force and served for 1950 through 1953. He obtained the rank of sergeant. He enlisted in the Air Force specifically, and he obtained the rank of sergeant and while working as an aircraft mechanic and flight engineer for Military Air Transport Service, which is MATS. And after his military service, he then worked as a copywriter, exactly like Walter Lord, and was later promoted to creative director at two of the nation's most successful advertising agencies. My source, Wikipedia, did not tell me which of these two. Well, and it was also on his personal website. It didn't mention which two of the nation's most successful advertising agencies these were. It's just that there were two of them, and they were the most successful. So good for him. And he picked up writing as a hobby in 1965 after his wife took a job working the night shift at a local police station. So since he had to take care of the house while his wife was away, made dinner for the kids, tucked them into bed, and then he just had some time on his hands, he decided to pick up writing novels, and eventually he would go on to publish his first book in 1973, which was the first of the Dirk Pitt Adventures. I don't know why I can never say Dirk Pitt correctly. I always want to say like Perk Dit, Dick Pick. So it's one of those names. It makes sense to me. Crazy for him. Rise of the Titanic with an exclamation point was the third installment of this series that he was writing with Dick Joy. Dick with the dick pic, and Pit Dick, um, with that guy, of this character series that he's made. The Raise the Titanic with an exclamation point was the third installment of this, and it was also where he kind of solidified the formula. There's always this thing about how like the first chapter starts off way into the past, and then it flashes forward to whatever Dick Pick is doing today. And he just like goes and does his little adventure thing. So the formula is kind of set in stone with this, and this is also, I don't believe it might not be the most popular one of this series, but it was definitely the most popular at the time and like kicked off the series' success in a big way, right? And so these Dick Pick adventure series is their action, adventure, thriller, sci-fi, fantasy. They seem to be just like all of the genres. Treasure hunting. Like major inspirations are like James Bond, Indiana Jones. Was Indiana Jones doing stuff in the 60s, 70s when this was being written? No, but it's very much like that kind of guy. He also works for the government, so maybe he also has like a little bit of Jack Ryan going on in there too. Um, so it's just action adventure type stuff, and we tend to go on a lot of, but we kind of tend to elevate this by going into big fantastical journeys, right? We're discovering Atlantis, or raising the Titanic up from the bottom of the ocean. It's crazy stuff that's put in this air of reality, but we just put on the airs. We just put on the airs of reality, right? We're really here for the spectacle, right? He would then, after the success of Raise the Titanic, with an exclamation point, he would then go on to write almost 100 novels, over 20 of which would be New York Times bestsellers, and most of them are within the Dirk Pitt universe, right? So even though they're not exactly a Dick Pick story starring Dick Pick, it's a lot of his most famous series still exist within the same universe. There's reoccurring characters, reoccurring agencies, all that stuff. And starting in 2004, his son, Dirk, who he named the character Dirk Pitt after, right? It was the son that came first and then the character, not the other way around. He would, after, a couple decades of his dad writing this character that was named after him, he started to help co-write the series and has been completing some of their ideas that they made since his father's death in 2020. So, as with a lot of the most like famous authors, he is posthumously continuing to publish books, right? Because and this also happens a lot where it's like their son kind of continues on their legacy, first starting with being like a co-writer or co-creator, and he like spits out a bunch of ideas to him before the father in the equation eventually passes away, but the son continues on with the legacy. Dick Pick was based out of San Francisco. No, I think you're thinking of Anthony Weiner. Also, but that's the Dirk Kussler. But also in his free time, Clive. We're back to Clive now. Clive was he was a huge ocean head. I don't know if you could tell by the fact that Raise the Titanic was such again, as with most like anthology series, the Titanic is one of the first ideas that they have that they want to participate on. So most of these books are also maritime kind of stuff because Clive himself was an underwater explorer. just in his free time, he just did this, right? Even though he was a pilot in the Air Force during the Korean War, he betrayed the artistry of planes and went on to ships. Airplane people, leave your comments below. So he was a fellow of the Explorers Club of New York, the Royal Geographical Society in London, and the American Society of Oceanographers. They love a society, they love a club. We love being a fellow of things. We're not a fellow of enough stuff nowadays. Clubs don't give you like positional titles like that anymore. You're just like a member of the DSA, not like a fellow or like a comrade or whatever anymore, you know? I think we need to bring back titles. Who's afraid of a title? Not me. And one of the big things that he did with just this hobby part of his life is that he was the founder and chairman of a nonprofit called the National Underwater and National Underwater Marine Agency, otherwise known as NUMA, which he named this nonprofit organization, and we'll get into what they do in a second, after the fictional government agency that Dirk is employed by in his book series. So it's a way that he makes the unreality real. Something. Don't assume your dreams are not reality. If you have a dream, don't let your dreams be dreams. Get up and dive in, or whatever they say. He also, because of his foundational work with this NUMA organization, he did also write himself into his books sometimes as himself, right? The real person, Clive Cussler, it was like a real life expert that his fictional character that he named after his son, Dick Pig, got to go meet and talk to. Don't anybody ever tell you that your OCs aren't real, okay? You listen, men have been able to be as cringe as possible with their own fan fiction for decades. You can do whatever you want. So what does NUMA do? Well, NUMA is again a nonprofit, and it's also it's underwater exploration, and they do a lot of work discovering shipwrecks. A couple of the most important discoveries that they have made was discovering the CSS Manassas, which was the first ironclad ship in the Civil War, right? And we lost that for a time, and then they discovered the shipwreck. And also, importantly for Wet Hot Titanic Summer, they are the organization that found the Carpathia shipwreck. So, the Carpathia, the beautiful, perfect, gorgeous girl who saved the Titanic and busted her engines trying to get to her. She was sunk. What was that? She sunk during the beginnings of World War I or so. I think she was also struck by a torpedo. But she went down quite slowly and was able to get everybody but the initial 4 people who died in the blast off of her before she sank. And there is a famous picture of her going down. And it's very, very sad because there goes my hero. But then Numa was able to recover her body and present it to us as best as they could. Also, what Clive Cussler has been doing in his free time, for the couple of nonfiction books that he wrote, he mostly wrote about his findings with Numa, as well as a lot about his own personal classic car collection. which he also tied into Dirk Pitt because Dirk Pitt loves to collect classic cars also. Right, which Um, s- so a lot of his books were like the real life Dirk Pitt. Me. Look at my cars. Aren't they great? You know what? Never let anybody tell you that life is too short to have multiple hyperfixations, okay? You can be a plane guy and a ship guy and a car guy and write like tons of books. You can have it all. You can have it all, okay? And also because I get this guy is like 4D self-promoting. It's crazy. And you know what? If you have something that works, you gotta just keep on pushing that button, okay? Uh, if it works, it works. And you can, if you wanted to, right now, you could go visit the Cussler Museum in Arvada, Colorado, which hosts his classic car collection. Since I think it was even there even before his passing. Um, so you could go, what cars? Dirk Pitt, the real life Dirk Pitt classic car collection. You could go see it in Colorado. Okay. Um. Uh. For our aged group, perhaps you might also be more familiar with the story of Dick Pick, because uh, the only two film adaptations of Cussler's books are this movie, the Raise the Titanic, sans the exclamation point, and the 2005 movie Sahara, starring Matthew McConaughey and Penelope Cruz. Yes, that was not just out of nowhere. That was based on Sahara, the same name book in the Dirk Pitt Adventures. I think it was the 10th or the 11th installment in that. So that's where that was from. That was not just some treasure hunting movie. That was an adaptation of this. And as you might remember back in last Tuesday's installment of Wet Hot Titanic Summer with oh God, what was that one? It was not Raise the Titanic, but shoot, anybody remember? Does anybody remember My Own Thing more than I do? SOS Titanic. SOS Titanic. It was produced by two competing brothers who had two competing production companies. Um, and so this was the theatrical release one, and that one was the TV movie. And not and which one do you think was the more successful one? That was the major question that we left that off with from last time. And not to spoil which one was actually the more successful movie, but that Matthew McConaughey film, Sahara, failed to make back its budget of $241 million, only making $122 million. So I don't want to spoil which one wins. Clive himself did not like this movie, Raise the Titanic, sans the exclamation point. Not to spoil, we'll be coming back. So the movie Raise the Titanic, sans exclamation point, was released on August 1st, 1980, which is 68 years after the sinking. Which we always love to do this, and we always love to do this part live in Wet Hot Titanic Summer. 68 years ago from today, 2026 minus 68 would put it at 1958. So what was happening in 1958. Very close to, of course, it's 1 year different from the last installment that we have, but in 1958, the United States established NASA to accelerate the space race. Bank Americard, the predecessor to Visa, was launched globally. Elvis Presley was drafted into the U.S. Army, and Charles de Gaulle returned to power, establishing the French Fifth Republic. So, we are as far removed as the forming of NASA as the modern audiences of this movie was to the actual sinking of the Titanic. That's 68 years. That's almost 70 years, right? So we're quite removed, and that's why we're doing silly shit. Okay? That's why we're just being a little crazy, a little wacky. We're changing it up on you. This is the first film that's not mentioning the Titanic in passing. The first thing, period, that's not just like a straightforward adaptation of, hey, the Titanic was a thing that happened. It was a major event. This is now, we're doing fantastical shit with it, right? The Titanic is a sci-fi thing. Our technology has advanced so much that we can now raise the Titanic from the seabed. Wow, it's so we're kind of getting a little getting a little crazy with it. Good night, Wiley. So speaking of the brothers and their production troubles, the production competition. Okay. So, after the book was published in 76, somebody immediately bought the film rights to the novel right after it was published. Our producer, Lew Grade, who is the brother of Bernard Delbright, right, this brotherly competition that we have going on here. He reads the book very soon after publication, and he's like, you know what? This could make like a really good movie. I could make this into like a James Bond-esque kind of thing that's going on. And Lew bought the rights for the movie from this other guy who got them immediately. He bought them for $450,000. We're gonna be saying a lot of money numbers. But already the production of this movie has already racked up almost $500,000 in the budget. That's just a tally to keep up in mind, right? He originally wanted the director to be Stanley Kramer. Stanley Kramer is a famous director of like Steven Spielberg has honored him as perhaps one of the most important directors of our time. He was a big message film director, right? He was woke, essentially, right? He's perhaps his most famous message film in particular is Guess Who's Coming to Dinner, which was starring Sidney Poitier, who had won an Academy Award, I think, just the year prior. And Guess Who's Coming to Dinner was one of the first films to ever depict interracial marriage. The film was, in fact, when the film started production, I believe it was 17 states still had interracial marriage being illegal. And just as filming wrapped, the historic decision of Loving versus Virginia was handed down, which made discrimination on the basis of interracial marriage illegal. So if an interracial couple came up to you, you had to marry them. And that was it was a big woke movie. It was a big freaking woke movie. That of course Sidney Poitier, despite winning becoming the first black man to become an Oscar winner with another project either a year or two before this one, he was not nominated for his work in this. But Katharine Hepburn, his co-star, did win Best Actress that year. So of course. And I think it was the actor who plays Is that where Virginia's for Lovers comes from? Yes. And yes, it absolutely is destiny that the two lovers had the last name Loving and brought that shit to the Supreme Court. And that's just how love works, right? So, visit Virginia if you'd like to thank thank them for, being so woke. I mean, um that, and remember Loving and Obergefell. Those are the big marriage Supreme Court cases, interracial marriage and gay marriage. For that, when you do visit Virginia, go ahead and go ahead and just tell Abigail Spanberger that she does kind of suck. Tell her to not veto like every fucking thing. Maybe how about um a real Gavin Newsom of the modern age. Uh, okay, so yes, we're doing woke things. We're making woke movies. What was my next point? Loving versus Virginia. Stanley Kramer. Okay. I had a point somewhere in there. Maybe I was going on from. Maybe we'll come back to it. But Stanley Kramer, as with most of the Lew Grade, he's one of those guys, as a lot of these industry people are. This is why networking is so important, is that once they start to work with you, they usually like to just continue working with you, right? So Kramer was already making another movie for Grade's production company. So he was like, okay, you're just going to be signed on to this next one, and we're going to make a great film. You have consistent work. Way to go. Woohoo. It's so hard to find in this industry. So, of course, he's going to take it. And he's signed on. He, like, starts to do some, like, B-roll footage, even though the film is in very, very early production. Which maybe it does pay out for Stanley Kramer, but does it pay out for the movie? Let's see. So then when the Cannes Film Festival came around in 1977, Lew started to advertise that it was one of the big projects in their lineup. Just talking it up. This is what a producer is supposed to do. He's supposed to always tell the press like what's coming down the pipe and get excited, please, please, please. And also in 1977, the studio already started making the models for this film, and the models are important because they were huge. Lew said that maybe they were actually a little too big because they were very detailed models, and were based on the actual blueprints of the real life Titanic, and because they were so big, and perhaps you're starting to see the seams here. These models, just by themselves, cost $5 to $6 million. It's only a model. How do you spend, not even, I would be surprised if even $1 million was spent on just the models of something. How many were there? I don't know. There were just so many, and all of them, I guess, were so big and detailed that it ended up being $5 to $6 million of the budget. So for those of you keeping track, we're at a budget of $6 million right now. And then also in 1977 to 1978 or so, Kramer leaves the project, saying that the filming was too difficult. He had casting issues. This was a very effects-heavy project. There were a lot of underwater shoots, and of course, budgeting problems. So he was just like, you know what, this is too much of a trouble. I'm going to go make more messaging films. Okay, I'm going to go be Stanley Kramer. I'm gonna go make some good fucking movies that is not about something as silly as raising the Titanic off of the seabed. Um, and at this time, when Stanley Kramer leaves, he says the studio wanted the film to be done with a $9 million budget. He suspected it would be 14. So right now, as we don't have a director, the only thing that's happened is we've made our models, and the budget's about $9 million. Okay. Someone should have gone to Japan to talk to the kaiju folks about models for cheaper. You know what? That's true, but we'll find out exactly why these models were so expensive. Okay, so then in 1978, they've picked up their actual director that will be here for the actual project, Jerry Jameson. Jerry Jameson has done a lot of TV directing. He did, I think, like about 100 episodes of the $6 Million Man, Hawaii Five-O, Ironside, Dallas, Murder, She Wrote, Walker, Texas Ranger. So he was used to big spectacle directing. So this is a good move, a lateral move of directors, but like a good move nonetheless, especially for this specific project. And here's where the budget starts to balloon so much that like we need to make a pivot, and we say, okay, we're going to start casting unknowns, because we're basically none of the budget will be going towards the actors' salaries right now. Because we kind of quite simply can't afford that. Lew Grade was quoted as, the ship is the star of the film, and we're just not worrying about star power to sell this vehicle. Okay. Um and it's just we're not. I think it was mostly to cover up the fact that the budget was ballooning out of control. 169 years old, knowing all of these shows, right? It does make you feel kind of old, but at the same time, we are very quickly catching up to modern day with these Titanic adaptations. So, eventually we'll get something from only the past couple years. So, that'll be modern day. And also another something that might have torn the seams, the proverbial seams that we're starting to see here, what might be tearing them apart a little bit, is that by some accounts, as many as 17 writers took a pass at the screenplay. So if something perhaps feels like it's being pulled, if the narrative, once we start watching this movie, starts feeling like it's being pulled in 17 different directions, maybe that's because it was actually that. Um, so, continuing on with the model drama. So the model cost so much because the model itself was made out of actual steel. It was a huge model. In fact, it was 50 feet long. It weighed 10 tons. And because the model was so big, the tank that they built to film all of the stuff with the model wasn't working, because there like wasn't enough water in the tank. Even being 10 tons heavy, when they tried to like raise the Titanic, it would still like shoot up kind of quickly and like ruin the shot. So they had to, next big budget suck was that they needed to upscale the tanks that they were shooting in. So they found a tank that was large enough in Malta, also being another a foreign country, and a country that doesn't uh, have a lot of money. Malta doesn't have a lot of money going on there, so um, they uh, uh, and this happens a lot in the modern day too, right? Areas that aren't very um, that don't have a lot of money tend to be attract more being a filming location because the local governments there will kind of like scramble together to get more tax cuts for the production, the film production to go there, right? Because any film production coming into town brings with it a lot of money itself, right? All of the crew needs to eat, so all of the restaurateurs of the area just make a lot more money while the production is there. So, poorer areas tend to have it be cheaper for filming purposes. And so they chose there. They found a tank, moved it all there, but still compensating, right? Um, but still, with all of this setback, having to find another tank, having to move production over to there, the budget is now $15 million, and we have not begun filming. So, once we get to Malta, we start filming on the SS Anthony, which is right here. There she is. She's looking a little decrepit, but she is the stand-in for a previously sunken Titanic. So we kind of want her to be in this condition. Um, and because this is Wet Hot Titanic Summer, we're all about ships here. Let's go ahead and dive into the history of the Anthony. So the Anthony was originally the Santa Rosa, which sailed from 1932 to 58 for the Grace Line Company. She sailed from the East Coast to the West Coast through the Panama Canal, transporting mostly mail, sometimes mostly male. She was part of the Grace Line's Four Sisters, or the Big Four, they were sometimes called. Of course, as most boats were, she was enlisted for World War II, became a troop passenger ship. Not sorry, not a troop, a troop transport ship. Right, there were no passengers there. There was troops. Um, two of her four sisters were hit by torpedoes and sunk. But that's what happens during war. War is hell, baby. Um, after the war closed, she then returned to Panama Crossing, doing her little mail stuff, east to west coast of the United States, east coast to west coast. I think it was mostly between New Jersey and San Francisco is the trip that she usually took. Um, and she returned doing that until 1961 when she was bought by the uh, Talpados line and renamed the Antheni, right, a Greek company. And so she went over there and she sailed cruise voyages in the Mediterranean, the Black Sea, and the Adriatic. But then, big shock horror drama, not really drama, this is kind of just shock horror. In 1968, the Typaldos Line's owners were arrested, and the company disbanded after they were found liable for negligence and charged with the manslaughter of the about 200 souls that were lost during the capsizing of the SS Heraklion, which is the biggest maritime tragedy of Greece. She capsized, she sunk, and it was due to the negligence of her owners. I don't think they weren't upkeeping her. They were not doing safety stuff, as you know, cutting corners as most capitalists do. So after the company that owned her was disbanded, she was still in good condition, but because As with a lot of these things goes, she just didn't find another buyer. Was kind of left to rot from 1968 to 79. Here she what is it called? It's called she's not it's not moored. She's landed. She's landed, I think, here, right? Where she's just, sitting there, not totally in the water. But that, of course, that abandonment made her kind of perfect for the filming of what they needed her for in Raise the Titanic, because she needed to look like she had been on the bottom of the ocean for a few decades, 68 years to be exact, because that's how long it took between the sinking and this film. But then after she was used for Raise the Titanic, she was then abandoned for another 10 years and was eventually collected and scrapped in 1989. We always hate to see a good ship go to waste. All of that steel. At least she was recycled. Also, more filming problems. So we filmed in St. Ives in Cornwall, England, for parts of the filming. However, filming was delayed because the largest storm in a century passed through St. Ives that summer, and the church that they were supposed to film literally the next day was just completely destroyed by that storm. So we're scrambling. Ooh, girl, we're scrambling. It's not looking good. Our budget is ballooning even more. And oh, you remember that okay. We finally got through filming. Things are finally fine. And do you remember that $5 million model that we had? Let's just abandon it. All 10 tons of fucking steel. Let's just leave it from wherever the fuck we left it, okay? It's just that $5 million, and let's just leave it in Malta. Let's leave it in the tank. How about we? Huh? How about we just leave it? Let's just leave it there. And I have a little video so I can let my voice rest just a little bit. We have a little video to watch about this model, because don't you love a model? Love a
We all
model.
know this iconic shot from the
So this is
1980
Sailing
film
Through
Raise the
Time.
Titanic, the massive model surging triumphantly through the waves in slow motion, water streaming off
And
its
we'll learn
rusted
about the
hull
model.
in a haunting spectacle. That unforgettable
It's only a
sequence, for
model.
all its visual power, was crafted entirely from the understanding available in 1980, 5 years before the discovery of the wreck. At the time, the prevailing view among experts, historians, and filmmakers held that the Titanic had sunk largely in one piece. This belief persisted despite some survivor testimonies describing loud noises, a splitting sensation, or seeing the ship break apart, accounts that were largely dismissed or downplayed for decades, because many experts insisted a steel-hulled ship of that size simply could not have broken in half under the stresses involved. The film's enormous model and the dramatic raising
It's only a
portrayal
model.
were therefore built around those dominant pre-discovery assumptions, rather than the reality later confirmed on the ocean floor, a ship torn in two, with massive structural damage and an extensive debris field. But like the ship it portrayed, this grand creation would ultimately be left to decay. With that same haunting irony in mind, let's examine the enormous 55-foot model built for the 1980 film Raise the Titanic. In the late 1970s, a team at CBS Studio Center in California poured millions into creating what was
Isn't she
arguably one of
beautiful?
the most detailed large-scale ship models ever constructed for film. This wasn't a quick tabletop miniature, this was a 1/16th scale behemoth, over 55 feet long, built using original White Star Line
Love that.
blueprints.
Love that though. I love when we
Smaller
get like a
6-foot
person
version
for
was made
scale.
for disc
Hold on. Why you're not letting me back up?
behemoth, over 50
See that guy? See that guy right there? That's look at this beauty.
5 feet long, built using original White Star Line blueprints. A smaller 6-foot version was made for distant seabed and early rising shots. The hull is made from fiberglass with the superstructure built from steel, wood, and resin. Controversially for some fans, changes were made to the model, namely 2 ventilators either side of the forward mast so that it more closely resembled the bow section of the full-size ship. The SS Athenia, used for the live-action shots on board, thus spoiling the accuracy somewhat. After principal photography wrapped, the model wasn't carefully stored or preserved. Instead, it was left outdoors, exposed to the elements: rain, salt air, fierce Mediterranean sun, and the occasional storm, year after year. What was once a symbol of human ambition slowly became a ruin. Paint peeled away in sheets. Metal fittings corroded into lace-like patterns. Wooden decking rotted and splintered. The hull that had once risen so majestically from the depths now sagged under its own accumulated decay. It's heartbreaking to look at these images. This wasn't just a prop. This was a labor of love by model makers, artists, and engineers who wanted to resurrect a legend, even if only on screen. And yet, almost as if mirroring the real Titanic's fate, the model was abandoned to time and nature. No museum took it in, but the model saw a glimmer of hope in 2019 when it was carefully lifted and relocated a short quarter-mile distance to the adjacent grounds of Fort Ricasoli amid studio redevelopment. Recent satellite and street view imagery shared by fans in mid-2025 still shows the gutted hull there, exposed, stripped, and unchanged amid the fort's historic walls. A silent, dilapidated sentinel in horrid condition. After months of meetings, the studio approved it in June 2021, launching Project Titanic, backed by the Malta Film Studio Commission, with initial cleanup removing over a ton of debris and junk in late May 2021, preserving some original features for casting molds while planning essential repairs, structural stabilization via a new internal frame to suspend and support the hull, and eventual full restoration for public display at the studio. However, as of 2026, the project remains on hold indefinitely, leaving the gutted, weathered hull still exposed and slowly deteriorating in its relocated spot as an unfinished relic of cinematic ambition. One contributing factor to the delay may be the continued heavy use of the massive deep water tank built specifically for the film, still a key asset at Malta Film Studios, where it hosted waterborne sequences and sets for major recent productions like Gladiator 2 in 2024, shifting redevelopment priorities toward active blockbusters rather than the stalled model preservation. Today, what's left of her sits somewhere in Malta, a forgotten relic slowly returning to the earth, a reminder that some things once lost are never truly recovered.
Thank you. Yes. That is the... It's a little bit of history about the model itself. She was just gorgeous. She was just gorgeous. And this happens so much with a lot of movie sets, right? We have luckily gotten much better at like preserving actual film itself, right? We've been through this before of how, you know, a lot of films were just destroyed, sometimes just to make room in the closet where films were kept. So we've luckily gotten a little bit better about preserving the actual media, but a lot of the times the props and the sets are one, they're not built to last anyway, other than this, for whatever reason you want to make a 10-ton model that costs $5 million and then just leave it by the side of the road when you're done with it, like a cheap whore. But preservation of film history, even some silly films, is still important because, you know, they're probably no one's ever making a $5 million model again, probably, right? So I feel like this could probably be reused for a couple of things if we hadn't left it by the side of the road for 40 years. Okay. So we've been through a lot of the things. Maybe you're actually picking up on the the conclusion of what exactly this brotherly competition actually had. But one of the unequivocally good things that everybody says about this film is the music. The music is very, very good. Even in just the like the my like watching the a couple seconds of the opening of this film, um, finding a version that we can watch today, uh, I was immediately struck by the score itself. So it is that good. It was composed by John Barry, who is famous for being the composer of most of the James Bond films, especially from the 60s and 70s. He was the one who made the James Bond theme, right? The doo 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 doo. Even though he wasn't properly credited with having created the theme until it was proven in court in 2001, which is crazy. He also famously composed for Dances with Wolves, Out of Africa, The Scarlet Letter. He has won 5 Oscars, 2 BAFTAs, and 1 Golden Globe. He was also nominated for at least 10 Golden Globes. I think about 7 Oscars too. So he has a very good Oscars track record. He has passed though, so he's probably not going to get any more. Um, okay, and then finally, the film premieres in Boston on July 30th, 1980. It opened in 90 U.S. locations 2 days later on August 1st. 12 minutes were immediately cut after the premiere. Okay, let's stop beating around the bush here. This was a instant failure. This film was an absolute doo-doo bomb. It was not, mama, it was not good. It was no positive critical reviews, no positive audience reviews. The author of the book, right, Clive, remember Clive? He hated it so much that he refused to give any other production company the rights to adapt his books ever again. And in fact, the Matthew McConaughey one from 2005, he actually sued the makers of that movie for trying to make the movie, and not consulting him as a part of it, because this film was that fucking bad. So we are in for an absolute doozy of a absolute bomb. Bernard won this by a mile and a half. Oh my god. um this was such a famous bomb that Lew Grade even famously later recounted that it would have been cheaper to lower the Atlantic than trying to make this goddamn movie. Um, he was also quoted by saying that he still liked it. Like I thought it was quite good. So he says. Sometimes, you know what, you do just need to make something for yourself, even if it is a major box office bomb. Um, so how much of a box office bomb? Well, last time we checked in, how much was our budget? Well, it ended up being a $35 million budget. Yeah, that's how big it was. And how much did it make? 7. Not 70. Not 70. Or 17. 7. Out of a $35 million budget. Wait, I'm quick maths. Quick maths. I'm not good with maths at all. Not good with maths at all. Let's see. 35 minus 7. They lost $28 million on this movie. This being such a big bomb is one of the major reasons why Lew Grade retired from the business. So we are now at 10:30 p.m. and we still, here is the model again. She was gorgeous, and neglect made her... This is an almost 2-hour movie. We're beginning at 10:30. I hate how much I talk sometimes, but you know what? This is what Wet Hot Titanic Summer does to a gal. So let's go see. So now we will finally be getting into actually watching this movie. Imagine yourself, you're coming into the theater, and you come to this place for magic. To laugh, to cry, to care. And you need that.
All of us.
All of you.
That indescribable feeling you get when the lights begin to dim and you go somewhere you've never been before.
Dazzling images.
Not just entertained.
Oh, fuck.
But somehow reborn. Together.
Together.
Dazzling images on a huge silver screen. A sound that I can feel. Somehow,
heartbreak feels good at a place like this.
Our heroes feel like the
beast part of us.
And stories feel perfect and powerful. Because here...
They are.
They are. AMC Theaters. We make movies better.
What's the topic for this one again?
Metallurgy.
The diuretic? Let's see. Metallurgy, the branch of science and technology concerned with the properties of metals and their production and purification.
What could we possibly have to say about the purification of metal?
The battle of life.
Well, you could say how when you abandon metal in a 50-foot, 10-ton model of the Titanic, she tends to rot away, and you lose $28 million. Okay. So here is finally Raise the Titanic. This is an upload by Shout Studios. Exclamation point. The exclamation point is important. Already we're hearing a score, and it's nice. Let me know how volume is. I thought it was quite nice. See, this is a good score. Woo, 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 woo. The touch-up. Oh, God, my touch-up. Pictures of the Titanic. Legitimacy. You know, all that. The White Star Line. Oh, and I do believe, so by the 80s, I do believe all of the survivors of the Titanic had passed. Oh, the last Raise the Titanic. The last Titanic survivor, Milvinia Dean, died in 2009. But she was also only 2 months old. Ooh, did you see that though? Haunting. A haunting shot. She was gorgeous under the sea there. Aniacha. That's a good name, Aniacha. Somebody should bring that back as like their screen name. Aniacha. Do you see how much? I guess I'm getting so much spoiled by drone shots nowadays. I'm looking at this helicopter shot and I'm like, amateur, can't even keep a camera steady with the whirring of the fucking blades. Are you digging for the Titanic or something? This is very National Treasure. You know, when I watched that this past weekend. When they start out, ooh, a little tunnel. They go to the Charlotte, all in the ice. And then they started going to Philadelphia and stuff. Everybody does love a treasure hunting thing. And that is the thing that I like appreciated the most about what The Rock was doing in like 2020. And that he just wanted to make some treasure hunting movies, okay? And he did it like 4 times. And now he's doing live action Moana, so. What are you gonna do? Nobody understands the art of film. Action thrillers. Ooh, a dead man. He's frozen in the ice. Is he Neolithic or is he modern? Ooh. He got a little 8 on the tips of his fingers. Here lies Sergeant James Hoban, United States Army, froze in a storm, February 10th, 1912. Well, that was the year the Titanic went down. Washington, D.C. Is that the White House?
I don't like anything about it.
I know that from all of the, you know, the shootings that have happened just outside of it.
Nobody's talking about going public. It's secret or it's not secret. We can trust these people. I don't trust anybody. This Russian thing hits the papers, the whole project will blow sky high. Let's worry about that when it happens. Jesus, I can't believe it, Jim.
Let me get this straight. You're saying there's an American on the island of Sverdlov, and you can't locate him.
And where the hell is Sverdlov?
It's a small island near the Arctic Circle. Every country who's ever done an exploration there claims it for its own. The Russians even put troops there from time to time.
And now you're telling us you've lost this man on Sverdlov, and you may have lost him to some Russians.
I'm telling you, we have a deviation from plan. Our man is 4 days overdue at the pickup.
Why didn't you let us handle it? We do that kind of stuff all the time.
Man had to be a mining engineer.
So why are you telling us now?
Because if there is an incident, we'll need all the help we can get.
Gentlemen, if you'll follow me. How the hell did we get ourselves into a crack like this?
Who's the old guy in Uncharted? I feel like he might be the old guy from Uncharted.
We believe it could be the
Sully?
ultimate defense system.
I know you're all familiar with laser technology. That's what we're involved with. Each one of those lights will be a power station. Each station, when it's activated, will project a beam from ground to infinity. These beams fan out and connect, make an invisible screen, like a wall. No missile can penetrate it.
Is this theory you're talking about, or does it work?
Yes, it works. There's only one catch. In order to install the system, to make it function, we need a self-contained power source, a large one. The success of our project is dependent
They're gonna
upon
turn the
our local
Titanic
specific
into a
mineral,
battery?
Byzanium.
Wait, how? Just to fight the Russians?
Not
How
supplies
rude.
very few people have.
And you think there may be some on Sverdlov, is that it?
That's what we think.
So we sent a man in.
Well, let's hope you get him out. Because if you don't, if the Russians pick him up, we're going to be kissing ass in the Kremlin for the next 5 years.
Kissing ass at the Kremlin. Sounds like a nice Sunday. Oh, got him. Oh, look how happy. Come get gifts. Ah, oh no. Back. No! Oh my god! What are you doing shooting the dog, dickhead? Sure, he was a Russian dog, but we could have helped him. Oh, but look at him, he's acting so good. It's a film, you know, it's all fake. The dog, he's an actor, he's a trained actor, you know. Uta Hagen. He goes, "Arr!" What do you think? Junie, would you be a good actor? If you were told to play dead, what would you do? Oh, you would get up and stretch? You would play dead real good because you would just go sleep. Huh. He wouldn't like to do anything else, that was the problem.
Washington Central, this is Unit 2-3, requesting tow service at Jefferson Memorial.
Sicilian project.
Yes, Captain. That's
The Russian embassy, I think.
Would you read me that report again, please?
It had the hammer and sickle on the outside gate.
Americans interested in rare minerals may be related to military operations.
Military reparations.
What could be so precious that the Americans would risk this kind of adventure? Are you a chess player?
Don't you love it in your embassy? You just put the hammer and sickle everywhere.
You know the name Isak Boleslavsky?
Of course I know.
Isa Forlaskowski.
Maybe the greatest of them all.
Another hammer and sickle. That's how you know it's the Russian embassy.
Game were conceived by Boleslavsky. And one of them was called the Sicilian Defense. All right, Marganian, let's leave it for now. We'll talk again tomorrow.
Sicilian. He's Sicilian, you know. They don't make sexy cars no more. Damn.
You know, if it wasn't for Dirk Pitt, we'd be back at square one, and that mining engineer, he'd stretched out dead on a Russian island.
Who's Dirk Pitt? All of a sudden, he's involved.
We all want to know. Who's Dick Pitt?
Used to be a Navy man. Put his
Dick
time
Joy?
on, retired early, and since then, he and I have tackled quite a few things together.
He works for you?
Well, sometimes he does, sometimes he doesn't. Depends on the job. Looks like something that can't be done, chances are he'll take a crack at it. Otherwise, thumb down.
You mean he only works when he feels like it?
Yeah, that's right.
Pardon my expression, Admiral, but he sounds like a pain in the ass.
Hey there, welcome home. Glad to see you, Dirk.
Hello, Jim. Hey, bring a gurney over. Where are you going?
See the man you brought in.
Later.
How is he?
Lousy. He's got a hole in him that big. We patched him up before we left Norway, but he's lost a lot of blood and he's doped to the gills.
He can still talk, can't he? I have to ask him some questions.
Maybe you didn't understand me. We have to get this guy to the hospital.
Oh, so it was Dirk who shot the dog.
Come on, Dave.
Crazy way to introduce your protagonist. Damn.
The mine had been stripped, he said.
I grew up in Nova, so like
There once. They took out
these fucking highways. I guess they never did change, did they?
No, he said the mine was worked by Americans. He found tools and equipment that had been shipped from Colorado. and a copy of the Rocky Mountain News, dated sometime in 1911.
1911?
And he found a corpse, frozen stiff. Someone had burned his name into a board and left it with a body. Here lies Sergeant Jake Hobart, United States Army. Froze in a storm, February 10th, 1912.
Are you telling me the Army sent a guy up there 70 years ago to get a half a ton of Visanium?
I'm not telling you anything. I'm just repeating what Copland told me.
Is it like revolutionary for a man to have like facial hair at this time?
What happened to you? I gave up on you.
That's how you know he's like a rugged, adventurous guy.
Sorry.
I don't like the look I see on your face. You look like somebody stole your popsicle.
I wish I could tell you.
Just give me the headlines. Leave out the names and places.
Can't even do that.
I thought you were a nice, solid guy. A scholar and a scientist. Home at 6, pipe and slippers. Now, all of a sudden, you turn into Charlie Chan.
It's not funny.
You said it was funny. Did I say it was funny?
I think I just saw 5 years.
She got
worth
great
of
hair.
drink.
Look at all the movement.
Have you ever heard of a guy named Dirk Pitt?
Dick Pitt?
Who?
Dirk Pitt. Ring a bell?
No, I don't think so. Why do you ask?
Oh, I just met him. It's not important.
All sports and military men were mostly clean-shaven. Yeah. It's new then. A leading man with facial hair? Yeah, what is this new millennium kind of stuff?
Fisher person are you?
I'm a dynamite fisher person. I just can't put the wormy on the hooky.
Wormy on the hooky. Oh crap! You better watch out.
Very funny.
We're doing romance things until, of course, I come across Dick Pitt. Then I might have to leave him for you, darling.
What about?
About Dirk Pitt.
Dick Pitt?
I do know him. I met him when I first came to Washington. He was with Naval Intelligence then.
Why'd you tell me you didn't know him?
I don't know.
Because we fucked.
I guess you took me by surprise. I haven't heard his name in a long time.
Did you used to date him?
No, nothing like that.
Just casual fucking.
No, he was too high-powered for me.
What does that mean?
Just that. He takes up all the air.
Ooh, probably happened with Selleck, yeah. That makes sense. Dick Pitt?
What kind of a name is that? Sounds like a pirate.
Probably.
Dr. Seagram. Are you Dr. Seagram?
Sorry to interrupt your fucking.
I don't believe it. You gotta be kidding. How did he know we were here?
I told him.
Brilliant. We'll bring him with us next time.
Well, invite him for a threesome, darling. It looks like a real movie so far. You know?
Mention the name Brewster.
Cock blocked by a helicopter.
Con man and
That sounds
mining
dangerous.
expert. In 1910, he discovered Visanium on the island of Sverdlov, and he took it right to the U.S. Army. Even then, they saw it might have military possibilities, so they gave him some money and some Army engineers to help. And he hires a Norwegian whaler. The ship delivers Brewster,
Norwegian
Jake Hobart,
whaler.
and the rest of the Colorado miners to the island.
Where's this
Makes a date
house?
to pick them up after they've mined the Visanium.
If you show me a pretty house, though, I'm gonna be looking for the pretty
ship
house.
picked them up on schedule. Only problem was, 2 days out of Sverdlov, they spot a Russian cruiser tailing them, but Brewster sticks to his plan, and the whaler drops them off on the coast of Scotland, north of Aberdeen, and they start overland. Plan was to get the ore to Southampton and send it home by commercial ship.
Did they make it?
They gave it a pretty good shot. They had Russian agents coming out their ears. They fought a running gun battle all the way from Aberdeen to Southampton. Somehow Brewster made it, and he had the oar with him.
What happened to the other men?
All dead, except one. Man called Southby. Matter of fact, the final report Brewster sent home to the U.S. Army, all he wrote was, "Thank God for Southby."
Then what?
He put the oar in a vault and saw it lowered into the hold of a ship. And on April 10th, 1912, the ship sailed.
Southampton to New York?
Right. Brewster started home on the Titanic.
Well, that's lost. I guess, well, all of that insanely valuable mineral is just gone to the bottom of the sea. There's no way we could possibly raise the Titanic, could we?
We're a kiss away from the end. We need 200 ounces of a measly mineral we can't find, and when we do find it, where is it? It's at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean.
But at least we know where it is now. It's not just someplace, it's in one spot, waiting for us to come and get it.
You're talking about 12,500 feet underwater, more than 2 miles down. We can't get divers down that deep.
That's right, sir. We can't get divers down to the Titanic, which leaves us with only...
This was, of course, 5 years before we even found the wreck.
We don't go to the mountain.
Does this version include the cut 12 minutes? I don't know.
About raising the Titanic?
Oh,
yeah.
Nothing bad shall ever happen to them if they raise the Titanic. We're already here.
A ship that big, down that deep?
It's never been done before, no question about that. But we did raise that nuclear sub a couple of years ago.
Nowhere near the same size, and only a third as far down.
Admiral, I'm not saying it's going to be easy. The odds are terrible. It'll cost a ton of money. But it's not impossible, sir, if we get full cooperation from the Navy.
What if you did have Navy cooperation and you could get the funding?
We'd have a chance. Lots of problems and lots of risk. We have submersibles that can go down that deep, but we don't know for how long. We have others in development that can go even deeper, but they haven't been tested. So every trip would be a gamble.
But if we're lucky, we could make...
Wally, that is a very good question, and you know what?
What about it, Jim?
You'll have to come back to the next installment of Wet Hot Titanic Summer to find out what happened to the opening 12 minutes of Raise the Titanic. You'll have to come to find out.
Do my best to push it through.
Come back to find out. I'm trying to find where this house was. It is the house that was so beautiful. It was apparently Prospect House.
Well, like Jim said,
it's
the biggest job with the highest stakes anybody ever dreamt of.
Farnham Common, Slough, Berkshire, UK. The UK has such names for things. None of this looks like that, though. Damn. Double damn. Can't find it. And it's supposed to be in DC, isn't it?
Hey, Dana! You have any time for an old friend?
I don't believe it. My God. Where did you come from?
I don't know.
Well, as you can see, nothing surprises me. I'm perfectly calm and under control.
Come on, let's go have a cup of coffee.
I can't. I'm late. I was just dropping somebody off.
Gene Seagram.
Yes, yes.
He's not good enough for you.
You never thought anybody was good enough for me, including yourself.
I was right.
Ha 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 ha. Banter, banter. They used to fuck.
Thank you, thank you. So do you. I thought you left Washington. So what are you doing?
Fooling around.
Don't give me that. You were gonna fix the world.
Yeah, that was 5 years ago. I discovered they had me outnumbered.
Not you. I don't believe that.
You can believe it.
Well, I gotta go. It's good to see you.
Goodbye.
Take care.
Goodbye.
Bye.
Funny.
Ships.
You don't
Ships.
look like a scientist.
Paintings of ships.
What's a scientist supposed to look like?
I don't know, but if I saw you walking down the street, I might think
Flirt
you
better
for
than
a
that, and they can't
Country
flirt.
club tennis pro. I never take
It
you for a
is,
scientist.
Well, that makes us even.
all of the romance with the one lady that we've seen so far in the film is quite forced. Not very impressive.
Here he comes.
That didn't take long.
No. It never takes long to say no.
No, and it doesn't take long to say yes
I,
either.
I don't like Dick Pitt's hair.
We'll see.
It's like, it's not voluminous enough or something. Kind of looks greasy almost too.
We're in business.
We've got the funding. Maybe we shall raise the Titanic.
Dirk? Dirk Pitt!
Hey,
Dick
good to
Pitt.
see you again. How you doing?
Fine. Don't try to hide behind that buzz. I know you anyplace.
I'm just keeping warm.
Well, they warned me you were the boss of this operation. Has he told you what we're after this time?
Not yet. Silent Sam.
Well, that's all right. I like that. I'll get us there. I'll keep the coffee hot, and you two can handle the tricky stuff.
What makes you think there's going to be some tricky stuff?
Well, there has to be. Nobody hires you for your good looks.
Oh, sorry. This is Dr. Seagram, Captain Joe Burke, and Master Chief Walker.
Master Chief.
Hi, Doctor.
Quite an operation here.
Yeah, we got some nice toys.
Look at this.
I was thinking
A flat tie?
be able to speed things up by feeding all the Navy's navigational and meteorological data into
That's
my computer
crazy.
banks.
Well, now, that sounds very interesting.
Good. You can reach me through Admiral Sandecker's office.
Fine.
Admiral
Excuse me,
Sandecker.
I've got 3 days' work to do before lunch. See you later, Dirk.
I'll see you. So long. Take it easy. Let's get a couple of things straight.
You're a nerd.
Operation.
Stop harshing my
And he's an
flow.
extremely competent Navy officer. I don't think he needs your help. As for me, I took this job on 2 conditions. One, that I handle the salvage end of it my way, and 2, that you stay out of my hair. Will you remember that?
If you're trying to make me sore, Pitt, it won't work. This project is too important.
Good. Let's keep that in mind.
Oh. He wants to make him sore? Well, there's plenty of ways to do that.
Titanic. Where is she now? And how do we get her up? That's our problem.
This was her course, this orange line. A southwesterly track from Southampton to her final radioed position. Latitude 41 degrees, 46 minutes north. Longitude 50 degrees, 15 minutes west.
Yes, just don't put in the rest of Canada. We don't need that.
Conflicting positions. That's right. You can see it more clearly here in this enlargement. The Titanic thought she was here, Carpathia had her here, and Mount Temple here. So this will be our starting point, right in the middle of this triangle.
So, one way or another, we're in the ballpark.
The trouble is, sir, could wind up being a damn big ballpark. We're talking about 2 miles underwater, maybe more. Everything at that depth
Maybe
is a
more.
mystery. That hull could have wound up a couple of miles from where she disappeared.
Or 10.
Let's hope not. Dr. Silverstein's group will be handling the location problems. Our submersibles will work in concentric circles around that point, as targeted.
What does
Let
concentric
me
mean?
emphasize again the importance of security. Only those
Someone
who
should at
need to
least
know
try.
have been briefed on this operation. You will be operating under the direct control of the CNO here through Syncland Fleet. Any further questions, Admiral? All right, thank you very much, gentlemen. That's all.
we got all the stuff from the White Star Line.
It's only a
Engineering
model.
drawings and a complete structural design for the Titanic.
Good. How about a crew list?
Yeah, we got that too. And I think maybe we lucked out. One of the survivors is a man named Bigelow. He was a junior third officer in charge of cargo, and he's living in England, someplace in Cornwall.
It's England music. Oh, don't you enjoy English music?
It's an odd thing, you know. I've had a few ships shot out from under me, more than my share. 3 in the 1914-18 fracas, and 2 in 39-45.
What?
But all
What'd you call me?
anybody ever asks me about is the Titanic.
And now I'm doing the same thing.
And you're lucky you came to the right man. As I said, it was cargo hold number 9. D-deck on the port side.
You're sure of that location?
No question about it. We all saw that vault when it was loaded aboard. And we saw the passenger who owned it. Not likely to forget him. Bushy beard and eyes like a fox. Even if he hadn't put a gun at me the way he did, I'd remember him all right.
The gun business. You say that happened when the Titanic was already gone down?
The lifeboats in the water, only half filled, mind you. People scrambling all over. It was pathetic. I was on my way up to the boat deck to give a hand, when this crazy little fellow shoves a gun in my face. Wanted to go
He was a
to
short
cargo
fuck.
hold number 9. And if I wouldn't take him, he'd shoot me in my tracks. That's what he said. Well, I was a young fellow then. Wanted to live as long as I could, so I took him.
I do believe this bit part is kind of acting circles around our main lead, unfortunately.
Once he got in there and spotted what he was looking for, he was happy. When I have nightmares about that lovely ship going down, I always see that crazy old man with a gun.
That was the last time you saw him down there in the hold.
That's right. He wouldn't leave. He went up to that vault of his, a huge thing, 8 foot square, and patted it as if it was a dog, muttering to himself.
Can you remember what it was he said?
The same thing over and over. Thank God for Southby. Thank God for Southby.
South Bay.
This must be a pretty quiet life for a man like you.
God help a man who can't live by himself. We all end up in a single bed sooner or later.
Doesn't surprise me the Brits can act well. Well.
Here he is then, the proprietor.
Oh, here he is there.
I'd almost given you up. What are you after? Whiskey or a nice pint of bitter?
Just a moment, Sarah. This is Sarah Martindale, a woman of substance, a beauty and a warm heart. And this is Captain Pitt.
And a superb wreck.
Retired, like myself.
Could you imagine?
Mighty early, if I might say so.
Keep your hands off him, Sarah, and give us 2 large pink gins, full measure, and don't skimp the Angostura.
Right.
Sarah talks big, but the fact is she's frightened silly of men.
Oh!
Those of us who know her best suspect she's still a maiden.
Oh my God! The man's gone
Oh.
off.
Oh my God. That still feels like a authentic interaction.
This is my Titanic collection.
Ooh, it's only a
All
model.
that's left of her except memories. What a lovely thing she was. Standing as high in the water as one of your skyscrapers. Longer than 2 rugby fields. And furnishings to match the finest mansion.
Could you put that in football fields? Otherwise, as an American, I just don't understand.
She was one of a kind. No question about it. And God himself, they said, couldn't sink her.
Oh, this is from the poster.
Then in 2 hours, she was gone. And 1,500 souls with her.
Ooh, we get to touch it. Is there a secret map on the back of it, maybe? The score.
The pennant off her
Again,
before
quite
she
good.
went down. If you manage to bring her up again, maybe you'd put it back where it belongs.
That's quite the entrustment. I like this old man. Bigelow. Well, ships, everybody. The ships are here. Don't get too excited now. Oh, she has a garage, a little garage in the back.
Control, this is Deep Quest at 8,000 feet. Searching section 22. Visibility fair. Negative contacts.
Fair.
This is
It looks like shit.
Depth 9,200 feet. No contacts. Out.
This is Starfish at 10,000 feet. Conducting sonar search section 24. No contacts.
Damn. We love to see little models go through the water, though.
Depth.
11,420.
Oop. Hold on.
6,000 pounds per square inch.
My bad.
One of these days, this water's gonna squash us like a bug.
What are you bitching about, Merker?
Did Raise the Titanic, 1980, predict the,
Tin can. Looking for what? We're looking for whatever's down here.
the what was it?
While you're fun. We're going up.
The submersible?
Well, good. Maybe we can find out what we're looking for.
The Titan? It was Titan, right? Was it? I can't remember. What's the point of diving if it's just gonna... Billionaire idiots, actually, yes. The souls of the Titanic.
Helo 3, you're cleared.
Anything happening down there? No, nothing yet. Which brings up a point. I think the sub-crew should be told what they're looking for. Help morale.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea to me. Why don't we hold a briefing this afternoon?
We have a visitor. Did you notice?
Yeah. I spotted the Russian flag as we were coming in. Looks like a marine research
The
vessel.
commies.
Means they only got maybe half a
Hate it
dozen
when
gun
they
crews
show
aboard.
up.
No, they're just nosing around.
They
I
suck.
don't know what we're looking for.
Not yet, anyway.
Deep Quest, this is Starfish. Have sonar contact in section 26 at depth 12,700 feet. Request permission to investigate.
Ooh, they found something.
This is Deep Quest, negative.
Deep Quest. Ocean Gate. That's what I was looking for. Deep Quest. feel like I'm extremely bright now. There's not a lot of light on the bottom of the ocean. Oh, well, there's the bottom of the seafloor. Such amazing picture.
This is Turtle, depth 11,400 feet. Search of section 36 complete. No targets.
Starfish, this is Deep Quest. Request you conduct sonar search section 33 at maximum depth of 12,000 feet. This is Starfish. Roger. Out.
Starfish.
This is Starfish approaching 12,000 feet. Continuing sonar search. Over.
This is Control. Do not exceed 12,000-foot depth limit. Out.
Do you think anything bad shall happen to them if they exceed their 12,000 depth? Oh. They went too deep. Or was it the Russians sabotaging them?
Lieutenant.
Uh-oh. It's getting all over the...
Control, this is Starfish.
Bridge, Control.
Bridge eye.
The Starfish reports she's flooding. We're trying to get more information.
Is she sinking?
Battery pods away.
Oh, she's sinking. Oh no. With his little clipboard, he's only doing as much as he can.
Starfish.
Control, this is Starfish. It's gone dead.
Starfish. Starfish, this is Control. Damn it. We lost contact. Where's the turtle?
In the water, 11,000 feet, heading for the Starfish.
The turtle. Turtle.
This is Turtle. We have Starfish in visual contact.
But she's going down too deep. If we go down to get her, then we'll be exceeding our own hull's integrity.
She's going down fast. They gotta lose some weight.
We've taken on too much water. Hit the panic switch. Release the steer.
Oh, is that already? They're already like in water up to like their waist or something. Oh. Let's hold hands and do it together. Oh. Oh. They got ocean weights. How dare they bring up a woman's weight?
Starfish just imploded. Request permission to surface.
They did predict Ocean Gate. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It's the curse of the Titanic, I tell ya. They don't want you gun covering her. Don't mention an older woman's weight, of course. Oh, were they playing around with the model? This is just like when we watch those toys sinking demonstrations in somebody's pool.
Dr. Silverstein and I have completely reworked the data.
Every night in my
Well, you're busy here
dreams,
screwing around with
I
your
see
computers.
you.
We've been out there 5
I
weeks. We have found
feel
nothing.
you.
Meanwhile, I just lost 3 men.
I think they found the answer now, Dirk.
He's just so good at acting. You know he's mad because he emphasizes his words.
Slightly off, and most important,
They should have
we
hired
failed
that
to
guy.
take into account the smokestack that cracked off as the Titanic went down. We built a scale model of the Titanic, perfectly weighted and
So many
balanced
models.
in exact proportion. In 200 experiments, the trajectory of the descent didn't vary by more than
How much did it cost to make that model?
landed exactly where your submersibles have been looking. Then we did it without the smokestack, and we hit a completely different position. Times we repeated this process, and every time it landed within inches of the same spot. Every single time.
That smokestack is the most important part.
Bingo. As we read it, the Titanic's almost 10 miles southeast of where we've
10
been.
miles?
That's right. We've got to move the entire salvage operation to this new location.
It's not going to be easy, Gene. You just can't leapfrog over 10 miles of ocean. For all we know, the Titanic could be dead center in the area we're bypassing.
If it is, we'll find it as we work our way back.
Find it as we work.
We've got to take the gamble. We can't do any worse than we're doing.
I know I'm right about this new position. I'm sure of it.
I hope so. Another couple of weeks
Dick
underwater,
pic.
those submersible crews will come after you with a harpoon.
Harpoon. They really just want to fuck, don't they? Oh. Something's coming up on our sensors.
Metal detector picked it up.
Okay, stay on it.
Metal detector.
There, buddy, it's just below us.
Roger. Now we'll hover here. Let's stay on the magnetometer. Sing out if you see anything.
Magnetometer. That's not a real thing. Magnetometer.
What, do you spot something?
Yeah, I think so. It's about 3 o'clock. See that funny shape there? Looks like something wedged between 2 rocks.
Okay, stand by the manipulator. Here we come.
He must be really good at claw machines. Is it a trumpet?
What is it? Looks like some kind of a horn.
Nearer, my God, to thee, mention. We're like a year away from when.
Presented to Graham Farley by the grateful management of the White Star.
A year away from Tron when this came
Now,
out.
the White Star did some checking.
It's crazy.
And it turns out that Graham Farley was a musician for 3 years on a ship called the Olympic.
Well,
Then he was transferred.
David Warner,
Graham Farley
right?
was
The lead
Titanic's orchestra.
school teacher
No question. No question. It's all
in the last
documented.
Titanic movie.
That means we're looking in the right place, at least.
He'll be in Titanic, or he'll be in
The
Tron.
Titanic must be in excellent condition.
Wait a minute. Don't break out the champagne yet. It's a step in the right direction, but we're not looking for cornets. We're looking for a ship 900 feet long. We still can't find her. Where the hell is she? She disappear?
Maybe. You don't know her life. She'll do what she wants.
Very disturbing.
Whoa, here come the Russians with their beautiful, beautiful office space and a portrait of Lenin.
They say it is feasible, but it would take a very strong power source.
And you say that power source lies in the cargo hold of the Titanic?
All signs point to that. I believe it.
And their ships are black because they're the bad guys, you know.
Bridge radio.
Oh wait, it's the good guys.
Yes, sir,
Oops.
Captain. We're picking up that interference again on VHF.
Roger, you taping it?
Yes, sir. There's not much pattern to it. Sounds like static. It's only on one frequency.
It's all the
Keep on it.
ghosts. They're
Call me
trying to
back
talk
when it
to you.
stops. Aye, aye, sir. What the hell is that all about?
We're picking up some kind of strange
Are we the
interference at night.
baddies?
It's connected to Ian Carpenter here too, but not
Well,
as loud
we
as
do have this fascistic eagle on our hats. Are we the baddies?
They're going crazy on the sea cliff. They found something. What? Well, I don't know, but they're getting a big bounce from the sonar.
Big bounce from the sonar.
Seacliff, this is Pitt. What's up?
That's what they called me in
We're
college.
smelling something.
Big
Our
bounce
metal detector's going bananas.
from the sonar.
Coming over.
Oh, she's lighting up. We have much better readings here.
Seacliff, this is Deep Quest. We have you inside at 9
Deep
o'clock.
Quest
This is
with
Deep
Dick
Red
Pick.
Roger. Do you have sonar contact target?
Roger.
He'll make you sore and hit you with a harpoon.
There it is. Something dead ahead.
Oh. Could it be?
Bohannon, can you make it out?
Well, whatever it is, it's got about 10 layers of sea critters on it.
10 layers of sea critters. What the heck is that?
It's a smokestack, for Christ's sake.
For Christ's sake. Full body chills. I do like. I mean, this is the most exciting part of like Titanic stuff, is getting to see people, you know, in their teensy tiny little shuttle go find this freaking ship.
Bullseye. Looks like Seagram was right for once. Control, this is Deep Quest.
Deep
we just
Quest.
spotted a smokestack. Mark our position.
A smokestack.
Roger. Position marked. Out.
What do you think? I think maybe we're gonna get lucky. Seacliff, anything over there?
Negative.
Keep your eyes open. Let's stay on this course. What do you got now in the metal detector? Nothing ahead.
I tell you what, I got a heating pad for my knee. And I'm now on my like recovery days.
Wait a minute.
Oh.
What the hell is that?
It's the ghosts. They say, go away from me. Don't touch me. I'll make you explode. Go away.
Drop to nowhere.
Control, this is Deep Quest. The ocean floor just disappeared. We're going down till we can find it again.
So I can't wait to get the heating pad onto my knee and just kind of relax it for a bit. It does start to smart.
woman thinking what I'm thinking?
If she's down in this hole, no wonder we couldn't find her.
Yeah. She's deep in the hole.
Hey, we've got something.
Team Quest, this is the sea cliff.
Look at that.
We're getting strong signals on all our equipment.
Roger, so are we.
Very good score once
He's over
again.
this way.
Just noticing that. Numa. Numa. Numa, Numa, yeah. Numa, Numa, yeah. Numa, Numa, yeah. Red, white, and blue. You'll have to see it. How long are we gonna be here in this fucking beebly blue blues?
Roger, you sure are. Hang in there.
Bloop, bloop, bloop. Bloop, bloop, bloop.
I think we hit the jackpot.
Holy Christ. Line delivery, have you heard of her? Oh, there she is. What is that, like a pulley? Hi lady, what you doing? What are we looking at? Cap wheelhouse? Some windows. There we are. Ooh, hunting. Oh, is that a propeller? Yes. Do you think like the submersibles those are all models? Liverpool. Ah, Liverpool. How are we filming the submersibles? Submersibles. Oh, I saw a T. Titanic. Ooh, dear. Great score. Oh. Nero, my god, did they mention? Why is this in like a fisheye? Oh god. It's like kind of bright. What with the Russians? The fucking commies with their embassy, they gotta put a hammer and sickle on everything. This is a great fall movie.
Are you absolutely certain?
No question. A direct report to our ship standing by there.
All right, here is what we'll do. See that the press gets the story. Only one paper. And make sure Admiral Sandecker's name is prominent in the list of facts.
Facts.
Just the Titanic story?
No. The Byzanium too. Let's see what kind of explanation they come up with, huh?
Yes, sir.
This story from today's Washington Star. The Titanic, which sank on her maiden voyage April 14th, 1912, has been found over 2 miles down at the bottom of the Atlantic. No official announcements yet, but one thing is certain. The imagination
Wow,
of
look at
millions
his
of people
backdrop.
will be stimulated. In world history, there is only one Titanic. Rumors persist that the Navy plans to raise her. Why are they doing this? We don't know. But we understand there is a defense plan called the Sicilian Project, and a little-known mineral more powerful than uranium, with the unusual name of Byzanium. This is Sander Van Oker in Washington.
Of course I wrote that story. Why shouldn't I? The information came in and I wrote it up. That's my job.
What about my job? It looks like I gave you the information. Everybody in here is gonna think that.
Who cares what anybody thinks? You know you didn't tell me anything, and so do I. I didn't even connect it with you. I still don't know what you're up to.
Trying to tell me that this story just flew in through the window?
No, I am not telling you that. I have lots of sources.
That's what I mean. Who
Glasses
told you?
aren't as sexy as this anymore.
I won't
Either.
tell you that, and you know it.
Dana, you have to. It's critical. If there's a leak, we have to stop it.
Those big tortoiseshell frames.
You don't. It was a secret. That's what I'm telling you. Nobody knew about it. Hardly anybody knew about it. There has to be somebody on the inside who told you. Busby? Huh? Nicholson? How about your old friend Pitt? Did he tell you?
Make nerds hot again. Give them big hair and stuff. I could do without the sweater vest.
That's what this is really about. It's about Pitt.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
It is, and you know it. You have been looking for an excuse to unload on me ever since you met him. Ever since you...
I don't give a damn
The
about
hell
him.
you don't. You can't get him out of your head. What? So let's just get it straight.
You just want to fuck him, don't
I
you?
lived with him for 2 years, and I was crazy about him.
That's terrific. That's just terrific. If you were so damn crazy about him, why didn't you stay with him?
Because I was stupid.
What was I saying? Was I saying something at some point? I think I got some eye fatigue though, bros.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
Yes, sir. Sir, after all this time, won't the Titanic be rusted away to nothing?
We don't think so. At a depth of more
Oh,
than
and
2 miles,
Clive Cutler is somewhere
water
here.
is much colder. And
I think
there are
this
fewer
might be
destructive
him,
marine
right in the front row.
She may be surprisingly...
I think this might be Clive right here, the author of the book. I think that's him.
And there are fewer destructive marine organisms. She may be surprisingly sound. Yes.
The Titanic. She sank because the ice ripped a huge hole in her hull. Now, how is she supposed to float with the hole still there?
Well, she can't. So we're going to patch it with special metal plates. And to make her buoyant, we're going to fill her lower compartments with synthetic foam. Right here, pumped in, through holes,
Pump her with
placed in
foam.
position by our submersible crews. As the foam goes in, the water in the hull is forced out, giving us 22,000 tons of lift.
Sir, Mr. Silver, will all this foam bring the Titanic to the surface?
No, we're going to need additional lift. Now, this will be supplied by these tanks, filled with hydrazine gas under high pressure, and anchored to the Titanic's hull.
Thusly.
Then explosive charges will be placed on the sea bottom around the hull, and when they are detonated, The hull will be jarred loose from the bottom suction, and the Titanic will come to the surface.
How won't you blow up the ship itself?
When you raise it, then what?
Then we will hold another press conference. Thank you all very much.
Are you sure you can tell us something about this mineral Byzanium? I mean, how does it fit into this whole operation?
Well, I've given you all the information I have on that. So they say it's
Analog technology also tickles you.
comment on that.
What about the Sicilian project? Is it really a code name for a defense system or a super bomb with the biggest warhead yet?
No comment.
Is it true that Byzanium could fuel a bomb 1,000 times more powerful than the bombs of Hiroshima?
Look, that's it, gentlemen. I've given you everything I can for now.
Sir,
Didn't we already have like hydrogen bombs at this point? Isn't hydrogen like a much more powerful nuke than... Ooh, big lights. Oh, that's what those were about. So we can see. Oh, there she is. They just drop her. Ooh. This like very sexy like montage. They're shooting all these lights like with the reflections all into the camera. Oh, there she is. Let's finally see her in full. All right, boys, big reveal. You're as beautiful as the day I lost you. Is this a spy?
What do you think, Vinny?
Doesn't sound like any code I ever heard.
And you know, the tapes we made have a much higher intensity than the ones they recorded on Schenectady and Carpenter.
Yeah, it makes you think that the signal, whatever it is, originates here on the Denver.
Damn sure it does.
Any word from Naval Intelligence?
Who's the spy?
Well, Sandecker says he'll have a report by tomorrow.
Well, it's not the guy with the girlfriend. He's too busy getting cucked. And she's too busy getting cucked because they're both fucking Dick Pick. It's not Dick Pick because he's the main character. It's not Sandecker because he was just doing a press conference off of the ship. It's not that guy because they were all in the room. Were there any other characters in this movie?
Howard Merker. What's it say about him?
Merker, he's all right. Yeah. Got a good record. He served as a civilian technician in Vietnam, got captured, spent 2 years in a prison camp, and another year in Japan to get over that. Married a Japanese girl.
Yeah, that's what it says. Only she wasn't Japanese. She grew up in Nam Dinh. Her family is still living in Haiphong, and her brother's in the North Vietnam Army Intelligence.
How the hell did we miss that one?
It was painted over. We were supposed to miss it.
Oh, okay, we just found the spy. Alright. He had links to commies, you see. Hydrazine tanks. Why do they have parachutes? I guess to slow their descents and stuff, but like...
And they finally let you come down with us.
I've never seen underwater
You never make it.
parachutes.
Neither did I. Well, there's no time like the first time. How'd it look to you?
Nothing like I expected.
Oh. Careful.
We're gonna have a problem with that one. Let's take a look. It's hung up on a stack. We're gonna need help. Try Deep Quest.
Deep Quest, this is Turtle. We need some help with this hydrazine tank. It's hung up on the stack.
This is Deep Quest, can do. Be right there. All right, let's do it. Get the manipulators ready.
All right.
So far, it's a slow-moving movie. I wouldn't say that's necessarily bad.
This is Deep Quest. We're hooked up.
This is Turtle. You pull, we'll push.
Some of this could be cut down, I suppose. Since this is a theatrical film and not, you know, like a TV movie or anything.
It feels like it's stuck on something.
You're ripping the parachutes.
Gonna crush the Deep Quest.
It's gonna crush her. Oh.
I stole the manipulator.
Yeah, some of the acting is just off, but the pace is my biggest issue so far. Yeah. We could have pared this down an awful lot. Right? Instead of just cutting the entire 12 minutes of the opening sequence, how about you cut some of this fucking bullshit? Just raise the Titanic already. Get daddy out of this. Figures. I'm supposed to be finding the Titanic hole, but I'm stuck in the bush. Oop. Hi, lady.
Indicates electrical fire on the left. Battery acid. Put your mask on. We're on too steep of an angle. Acid's running out of the emergency batteries. Lost half the power on the panel. Power. Let me break out these battle lamps.
This must just suck. Just the idea of this being stuck in a tin can. And if you fuck up your repairs on this, you just implode.
We're going up. Bohannon, move on over here and stand by Deep Quest.
Roger, we're on our way.
It's the curse of the Titanic, I tell you. It doesn't want you to survive. Stop messing with her.
How's it look down there?
No good. Seagram picked a lousy day to go sightseeing.
He's a scientist. Who the hell authorized him for submersible duty? How bad is it?
They got themselves jammed into that skylight like a cork in a bottle. We're fighting time. They lost almost all battery power, and they're gonna be running out of air. Lucky if they got 6 hours left.
What are the choices?
No choices. If we can't cut loose that submersible, we gotta bring up the Titanic.
6 hours. How do we do that?
Target date's 2 weeks away.
Our target date just got changed. Here's what we gotta do. 80 charges, each one containing 100 pounds of explosives,
Well, at least this movie finally gets moving a little.
Shaking my head. I'm shaking all over. Those charges are double what we planned.
If anything goes wrong, we lose 4 men. But if we don't bring them up, we lose them anyway. They got 2 chances to die and 1 to live. All right. Now we're gonna detonate the starboard charge first. 8 seconds later, first one on the port side. Another 8 seconds, we're back to starboard. We alternate the explosions all the way down the hull, so as we set up a rocking motion like you do with a car that's stuck in the mud.
Wait a minute, wouldn't it be better to put an extra large charge right under the bow? That way we could jolt it loose.
Too dangerous. This way we start the right movement with less risk to the men.
Explosion probe. That just looks so stupid. Oh, I got a big plunger to go explodey in the ocean. It's got like a big dumb light at the top.
Carbon dioxide's building up. Can we get some more air? No, we cannot. Only get down so we can conserve on energy.
Gentlemen, the less we talk, the longer we've got.
Exactly. Everybody just sit down.
And shut up.
Relax.
Oof, we are running late.
Okay, Harmon.
And this movie moving slow is not helping me, but you get to, but you push the little thing in. Oh, and it lights up. Oh, that's great though. Did these guys know about what the plan is? Yeah, we're just gonna blow you up and we'll get you up out of there, okay? I guess it is kind of just here to like admire the score, which is always nice.
Control, this is Seacliff. Explosives secure. All clear.
Roger.
Control, this is Turtle. All charges secured.
Turtle.
Seacliff,
Am I not
Turtle,
turtly
this is
enough
Control.
for the
Get the
Turtle
hell out of
Club?
there.
Moving out.
This is Turtle. ETA on surface 1305. We're leaving the Titanic.
Start the countdown.
Start the countdown? Aye, aye, sir.
Why did that shot last so long? I'm starting to get annoyed. So you are here wasting my goddamn time. Well, that's the little hydrogen. I want to see the foam. Where's the foam? I want to see the foam go into the compartments. They're running out of air. How many hours has it been?
8, 7, 6, 5, 4.
We're finally raising the Titanic. Nothing bad shall ever go bad. Nothing shall ever go wrong with raising the Titanic.
What was that? Trying to blast
The perfect "it's raining outside and shut up" movie they would show in school. That's cool because it's not educational. Right. Ooh, big bubbles. Is that a good little noise? Oh no, all of their lights though. We're just going to gently jostle it free. I don't think that set is actually moving. I think the director is telling them to kind of go, oh, oh. Even though it's such a small set, you would think that would be easy to jerry-rig that. That's some real underwater filming, baby. Wow, technology. What if everything they need is in that first little smokestack? And they just bother raising the whole ship. And then they gotta go right back down again. Depth 347 feet.
In there. Move, you bastard. Move.
Move. Oh.
What the hell's going on?
Late hits. The last 2 charges just went off.
Oh, there we are.
Something's happening. Something's moving down there.
Technology. Okay, this part is kind of good. It took a while to get here, but like actually, when they actually are raising the Titanic, this is kind of the sounds all work together. I could do it with kind of without the surface bullshitting around. All the dirt coming off of her. She's getting on up there. The Titanic shall rise again. And that's model work. That's not CG right there. That looks pretty good. Oh, she looks ghostly, doesn't she? Oh, she's going straight up now. Oh. Oh, it must feel so good to breathe again. This does kind of hit. This is pretty cool. And because this model is so big, we're not kind of getting that like reaction with water where you can tell the waves are a lot bigger than the model is, so you can tell it's a model. This looks really good. And the score comes in at a good time. This sequence is good. All the shit that we went through to get to it. For an hour and 20 minutes. She was the ship of dreams. Could have cut at least 45 minutes. That's what I was thinking. A good 40 minutes out of this here and there. Easy to do. Some shots last like an easy 5 seconds too long. They're pushing her up. Oh, there we all are.
Isn't that a beautiful son of a bitch?
It's incredible.
Okay, where are the guys who are suffocating to death? How many hours do they have left?
Yeah. But where the hell's the deep quest?
Yeah.
Explosives must have jarred her loose.
She's still at the bottom?
There she is.
How is there no rescue operation already in the water for them? Like, what are we doing? Okay.
I'll just put this helicopter right next to you. Is this helping? Is this helping? I can see you. Is this helping? Is this helping?
Well, get the fuck out of the way so nobody else suffocates to death, dickhead. I'm just gonna sit here and take my mask off for an awful long time.
Oh, there she is. She's got a layer of dirt and grime, but she's still just as beautiful as the day we lost her.
And this was as beautiful as the model ever was. Most of her has been left to rot. I mean, they were gonna stick the camera in every nook and cranny of this model. If it cost $5 million, that's what I would do with it. Ah. That's a shot, though. That juxtaposition of, like, the 1910 ocean liner next to all these modern-day Navy ships. All of the benches. Doesn't everybody want to go walking into the Titanic's Great Hall once again? This part of the movie hits. This part hits, gotta say. Have I said it enough? It hits. Where is this set? Is this still around? This would go crazy. For like a themed dinner? You know? Or like playing mermaids or something? Oh, yeah, right. The skylight's still intact, right? It's just got like a little hole, you know? It was cushioned by the immense pressure of being 15,000 feet under the sea. What is that? Thousands of pounds of water. Glass it holds up very strong to that, you know. Are you gonna put the flag up or what? That gift from the nice British man who could act so much better than you. Even this sequence is kind of taking a little too long to finally fucking get out. Like, we don't need to see that, like, him cross the entirety of that deck. What was it called? It was like a parapet or something? Titanic. Liverpool. You'll never sink again, darling. The Russians? What do they have to say about this? Listen, we found the Titanic fair and square. You don't get to see her. She's my wife. Don't stop looking. Is this where like the conflict finally happens? Because, like, the Russians weren't being much of a conflict before. They were just, like, spying. You know, the things that Russians do. They haven't really gotten in the way of anything yet. What's all this, then?
We can't budget, sir. This hatch cover's just as jammed as the others.
Oh, you're gonna need dynamite to get down through that mess.
Yeah. Just forget it. Keep
That
the pumps
ADR.
running. We gotta wait till we're towed to New York for the right equipment.
Oh, what the heck? They had to pipe so much dirt.
distress call. There's a freighter in trouble.
We're in trouble, for Christ's sakes. We need that ship.
We can't ignore a distress call.
You want to talk about distress? We got Navy weather forecasting a force 12 storm. The Russians are looking down our throats. We're on a ship, never learned how to do anything but sink. That's distress.
You should be so bold to fly in the face of the Titanic sent out her own distress signal.
This movie's Carpathia.
From the Russian ship, they're asking for permission to send a man over here, a Captain Prevlov.
What's that all about?
Well, they're offering to give us a hand in case the weather gets bad. Permission granted.
Split some of your file.
Yes, sir.
Split some of your
Are you
files.
sure we want to do this?
Why not? We might as well listen to what he's got to say.
Oh, God. Is this the latest we've gone? I think so. Because I just couldn't let all of the makeup go. And we had plenty to talk about. It's my own dang fault. Well, here she is, you know, just the coolest thing you've ever seen.
Our time is precious, so I will come straight to the point. We are offering you the safety of our ship. My helicopter can
There's
carry
gotta be the
10 men at a
sinking
time.
stream, right?
Gee, that's very nice of you.
Oh, I
What
suppose so.
happens to the
Yeah, that's
Titanic
right.
if we accept your offer?
An empty ship on an
I'm
open
tired, though, I tell you what.
What's the Russian word for piracy?
sea. No, it's not a question of piracy. It is the international law of marine salvage.
The hell it is.
We know about the Byzanium.
Yeah, it was in the
stolen
press
from
release.
a mine on Russian territory.
Just give us half.
You must trust me, gentlemen, when I tell you that we are determined to take back what is morally and legally ours. Mikhail Kurkov is a torpedo ship. If her captain has no signal from me, 8 minutes from now, he will sink this ship that we are standing on.
What if you do get to Byzanium? Then what? It's worthless if you don't have...
Sicilian defense system? No, it's not worthless at all. If this Byzanium will produce a superior weapon, then Russia must have it to guarantee the security of her people. We arm ourselves only as a deterrent to war. Clock keeps on ticking, gentlemen.
All right, Prevlov, I'll make it fast. We knew you were coming aboard here today, and we knew what your pitch would be exactly. Dirk?
This is Pitt. Bring on the surprise package.
There they keep Mama up. Get to the point. Well, we knew what the runtime was before. And this is a part of the experience of Wet Hot Titanic Summer, right? It's experiencing these movies for what they are. And trying to figure out why exactly they succeeded or failed. Given the subject matter that everybody's interested, the Titanic in. Submarine. Another breach. Oh, wait, that's their, they're saying, no, we got a submarine. We'll sink you instantly if you try doing some shit. And fighter jets. We're the big dick American Navy, my dude. How dare you try to leverage us with the Titanic, a British ship.
This is American stuff now, okay? We own it.
Much choice, Captain.
Don't ever try to test the size of my dick and balls. Because they are very, very small and I will blow you up about it.
Gentlemen.
Can't you two just be friends? I mean, there is still a storm coming. They could help protect you. And the Titanic. The most important thing is that the Titanic is here. Why are we not making sure... Why are we not prioritizing women? What about her feelings? Has anyone asked what the Titanic wanted? Did she even want to come up from the bottom of the ocean? Maybe she doesn't like it. Maybe she liked the SPF at the bottom. Did you even think about how that would handle on her, the sun touching her after 80 years on her delicate skin? You're supposed to take 2 fingerfuls of SPF in the morning. Otherwise, you might get skin cancer. She's a skincare girly. This is 1980, yeah. Oh, well that's great. A big conflict of the movie. The Russians are here and they're just leaning over our shoulder. What are we gonna do? Can't stop us. We're the big dick American military. Nothing stops us. Just a little bit of threats. I don't think so. That's exactly how we're gonna win this Cold War, okay? Just show them a couple of bombs. But oh, the Titanic finally gets to see the Statue of Liberty. All of these boats are out. Oh, they want to see the Titanic. It's an old British virgin and a hot nerd who mad at their exes want to fuck. It's a very complicated love triangle. That's actually the most real love triangle that's ever been depicted. Hey, you're gonna... Okay. I was like, you're gonna crash. Is that... Did they just pass like a cardboard cutout of the Titanic? That looked very, very flat. She's our Titanic now. She's immigrated to the United States. Wow, look at her. Oh, there's all the foam. Alright, let's finally see this big old, this Visanium. Good sound design. Still, really good sounds. Sound design, good score. Good choice of when to cut in the score and when to keep it just be diegetic sounds. He is, wow, sure was acting about that door, huh? Just, acting.
Watch it.
Yeah, okay.
And here lies Arthur Brewster, sunk with the Titanic.
All right, let's get those boxes out of there and get them opened up.
Well, should we be worried if this is like radiated or something? This is like one of them miracle minerals.
Dumbass little gun. He tricked him. It's worthless. There's no Visanium anywhere.
Just like the others. Gravel.
Doesn't make sense.
A dead man and 7 boxes of gravel.
Arthur Brewster's papers. Well, listen, we know the Byzanium existed. We know Brewster had it. It's gotta be someplace.
We worked and sweat, come up with nothing. 3 men dead, the whole Sicilian project tossed on the junk pile. How the hell did we blow this thing? Must be some kind of an answer, but I'll be damned if I know what it is.
Well, I'm just as disappointed as you are, Gene. I hate to quit on anything, but sometimes you have no choice. Look, to make you feel any better, I'll tell you something I didn't want to admit even to myself. If we'd found the Byzanium, I'm not sure we could have hung on to it. I don't think we could have tagged it for defense only and made it stick.
We got the president's assurance of that.
Yeah, that's right, but presidents don't stay in office forever, and even if they did, circumstances change.
What does that mean?
Well, it means that if the government falls in the Middle East or somewhere, if they start bombing Pakistan or somewhere else, it affects all of us.
What has that got to do with the Sicilian project?
Nothing. Maybe.
There is no such thing as
I'm just
defensive
saying
weaponry.
that somewhere in the world, in some think tank, right now, they're figuring out a way to build a Byzanium bomb.
Jesus. Why, if you knew that, in God's name, why did you go along with this whole operation?
How did you
I
not know
believed
this?
in what we were trying to do. And if it didn't work,
You work for the government.
if
What did you think
somebody
you were
was
going to do with
going
it?
to make a Byzanium bomb, I wanted it to be us.
How very Cold War. This is also man's hubris, right? Man's hubris of the Titanic is building her too big. Man's hubris also created the Cold War with its incessant need to want to blow ourselves up.
Christ. He thinks just like you do. I don't understand that kind of thinking. You're both a couple of cynics. You think this is some kind of lousy game. If I felt the way Sandecker does, I wouldn't have started the damn project in the first place.
But you didn't, did you?
I'm glad we didn't find the stuff.
Are you? Okay. But I'm not gonna let you wriggle off the hook so easy.
And this is where I just get like really
now.
fucking annoyed.
Take a look at this.
Did somebody smuggle it off the ship?
That's right. An English postcard. We all saw it. Brewster must have bought it, stuck it in his briefcase, and never mailed it. Take a look at the fine print on the back. Come on, read it.
Typical country church and graveyard in county of Hampshire near the village of Southby.
Southby.
Southby?
20 miles from Southampton. We were wrong. We thought it was a man, but it's a place. Thank God for Southby.
treasure hunting.
This is the one.
Jake Hubert, rest in
I'll go and
peace.
get the shovels.
And cursed be he who moves these bones. Died April 3rd, 1913.
This is the one. Jake Hobart. I'll go and get the shovels. Excuse me.
Well, what do we do in the meantime? They're just smiling at each other so scandalously. The stupid little gun. Oh, there we are. So they didn't even need to raise the Titanic.
Jackpot.
Yeah. So we got two guys. And just two little shovels.
Don't you want us to dig it up?
I don't know. You'll have to ask Dr. Seagram that question. It's your decision, Gene, whether you like it or not.
And they were roommates.
Don't you want us to dig it up? No.
They're gonna go fuck.
What's so funny?
I knew a girl once.
I'll bet you did.
Years later, I ran into her again. She says, "What happened to you? I thought you were going to change the world."
What'd you say?
I said they had me outnumbered.
Is that my lesson for the day?
No more lessons, no more lectures.
You mean school's out?
Yeah, I just graduated, Professor.
Oh, running back the hits. Running back the hits. Go ahead. Play that again. Oh, we get to see another angle. So the whole Titanic part of it was kind of inconsequential. Ain't that a kick in the head? Well, my dudes. What the fuck else is there to say about Raise the Titanic? So, they have more chemistry. They have better chemistry than the lead and the nerdy lady. It's true. Just the little wry smirks that they gave to each other throughout the whole thing. And they went off to go fuck. Those two grave diggers, they're still gonna dig up that grave, you know? Because they're like, well, what did they leave there? I'm gonna go see. They probably had some treasure he did. Oh, yeah. Let's go find some gold. Or whatever. So, I mean, it's a movie that looks nice. This is like, No, Molly Brown was still, like, the first, like, movie that we've, like, seen, but this is, like, and A Night to Remember was definitely the best, like, narrative that we've gone through so far. But this, it has its highs, right? Seeing the Titanic model, seeing the sunken and resurfaced main stairway, that's cool. That's just a pretty cool set. I wish it. Let's see. Is that set? Raise the Titanic. Staircase set. Created inside the ballroom of the Oh, so it was in the vibe. So yeah, it was recreated inside of the converted Anthony. So of course it does exist no more, to my most infinite chagrin. Thank you all so much for staying up with us, but of course, what else do we have? What else do we have to say? Of course, what we will be getting into next time is that, so in 1980, there was, in the late 70s and in 1980 specifically, there was what is it called? An expedition to go find the wreck of the Titanic. They did not succeed in finding the wreck until 1985, right? So, at this point, the prevalent method of the prevalent theory is that the Titanic went down all in one piece. And of course, what we now know is that the Titanic did split in half before she went down, and the front part of the ship went and hit the floor of the seabed at a much softer rate, and the back half of the Titanic hit a much greater force and is like very smushed. There's like no way to actually get into any of the interiors of the back half of the ship. So, and it is rapidly decaying down there. So we know now that the Titanic could never really be raised, as in this movie. It's definitely ultra fragile as well. It would not really survive the pressure differential of bringing it up and then also into the open air. It just wouldn't survive that. Um, and also it would be done being in two pieces. It would still be hard to keep that afloat with, a big hole down the middle of it. So, this is very much not a plausible thing to be doing. So, like, this project could have only existed at this time when, enough time had passed so we could do, like, silly shit like this. And it wasn't, the ultra tragedy of all tragedies. We also, the two world wars happened since, so, like, people are like, okay, I've lived through tragedy too. I don't need to keep the Titanic sinking as so sacred, you know. We all went through the two world wars, and so when we this is once we have entered once again kind of a little silly period of Titanic adaptations. SOS Titanic, while still being a television movie and kind of lighthearted here and there, especially with Cloris Leachman's Molly Brown bringing some much needed levity, it's still a straightforward adaptation, and we are once again solidly in a Wack-A-Doodle period. again with these. But we will definitely be back to learn about the actual expeditions that discovered the wreckage and brought forth like a brand new, renewed interest into the subject. Brought some new ideas of how we can portray this. We will be back to see where that opening sequence of this movie, what happened to that, because the model work, of course, is gorgeous. Why would, and it's 100% model work, supposedly, this opening 12 minutes is. So we will be back to learn about that and some more Wack-A-Doodle times in the Wet Hot Titanic summer lineup, when we come back next week. Is there anything else I need to tell you? I don't think. No, I don't think. Yeah, that's kind of it for me tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. This might be one of the longer ones. What else do we need? Do we need anything else? That's basically it. That's basically it. So, that's all for me tonight. Thank you so much for learning about more Titanic things. If you ever are like planning to make like a themed restaurant or stuff, how about like the sunken Titanic like ballroom, sunken Titanic staircase. What if I want to like play mermaids in that? Ooh, moss, like all up the walls and stuff. Hey, you know? I want more themed restaurants. That's really what I want. I just want more themed restaurants. So anyway, I am closing up now. That will be all from me. Is there anything I could play to play you off? Tonight. The Ocean Gate Titan CGI implosion. Crazy that this movie like predicted the Ocean Gate stuff happening too. And also, they were also trying to dive down to the Titanic. Can't wait in like a couple of years when we redo Wet Hot Titanic Summer and we get to add the fucking Ocean Gate movie. Who's gonna make the Ocean Gate movie? Is anybody gonna make the Ocean Gate movie? Come on, somebody has to be making the Ocean Gate movie. They Simpsons the shit out of it. Dang, I'm sure. All right. And because you know what? Because Raise the Titanic sans exclamation point was so big into her models, let's go ahead and close out with our own models. Our our modern day models that do realistic sinkings and splitting apart, unlike this movie, which did not know about the whole splitting apart stuff. So, here we are. This is all for me today. I will see you all later. See you all next week. And it will be more bullshit from me, as always. I'll see you later. Bye-bye. Bye. Oh, realistic sounds. That's crazy. That's crazy to overlay it with a movie. Okay. Bye-bye. I feel like this is not like a this is very like that's just very like not fun. And to close out on. It's not very it was just it was kind of too abrupt and dramatic. That's not fun. Star Spangled Banner Edwardian version. You know what? Is this AI? No, Titanic Honor and Glory must be doing it must do like a There goes my hero. Okay. This is good to go to go out. They do CGI stuff, so this is Unreal Engine. I'll see you all later, okay? Subscribe to Titanic Honor and Glory. They're a great Titanic channel. I'll see you all later. Bye-bye.